Okay, I am gonna go build these Ork Boyz. So these were a present from my mum for my birthday. So I'm gonna put these together. Now this is gonna be a freebooter mob. So I'm definitely gonna not be having horned helmets on these guys, but were possible anyway. I'm gonna start off obviously with the knob. Still makes me laugh saying Ork knob. I shouldn't do. Right. So to begin with, I need to get 45 and 47. So now he should be rather obvious to see this guy because he's huge, but you know, there's definitely feeling. I'm looking at these and they've definitely been upscaled over time. Right, so let's find 45 and 47 to begin with, and then I can get going. There's 47 over here, a leg. And then 45. So one of the things I kind of get bugged about sometimes, though, like looking all over the place for parts, they're not always next to each other as you would want them to be. I think I've mentioned in the past why I think that is. I think it's to make it harder at a glance just to make an easy copy of them, but still can be a bit irritating when you're putting them together. Okay, so we've got quite some difficult cut points on this, so particularly where the slope armor is. Now, as is common with me, I don't actually glue a lot of models to the base when I'm done, because that just can make it harder if you want to make a customized base, which I really would like to do with these guys. I finally managed to pick up the Killzone starter kit as well, which I'm quite pleased about, so I'm going to use that. I'm going to build that probably next after this. Just checking for mold lines. There's a couple of little mold lines. I should have bought myself the better mold line remover. Quite significant mold lines on this guy actually. There we go, got him. Let's tidy up these little bits now. Yeah, look, you can see right down even on his stick, he's got a mold line. Okay, so time to get these parts together. Now, looking at it, they're kind of gonna glue together at this point here. I'm looking at it, there's a couple of like obviously it does look quite push fit this, but sometimes I dislike push fit and I'm kind of deliberately gonna glue things. It's not that I don't always think they're good, but sometimes they don't always go together as you want them to. And particularly with light parts like this, I find you end up getting ugly, great big gaping holes. Okay, next thing's up. Deciding on 46 or 50. Now, to be quite honest, I already got a knob with a big kind of chain axe, so I don't think I want to go for another chain axe. So I think I'll find number 50. Oh dear, heat's cracking up my voice. So only 10, I don't think it's even 10 o'clock in the morning here, and it's already roasting in England. 50. Let me find 50. It's a bolt pistol, whatever they're called. Shooter, little shooter. See it there? Must be over here on the second one. Oh, actually, you know what? Is that power claw an option? See, it's not clear if that power claw is an option. It doesn't actually show. Oddly, it's not showing in the instructions. Yeah, okay, so that's his right arm. Left arm, sorry. So I need his 50. I need 50, there it is. So over here. So we can have a pistol and a power claw. I think that's definitely more logical, I'm going to say, for a freebooter clan than more power axes. I don't think I've gone through the story, basically, of my old Ork clan that I used to have years ago. Beautiful mix of Gorkamorka and Orks, by the way, it was at the time. It was mostly Gorkamorka stuff, my original Ork army. It expanded, but at first it was just all Gorkamorka stuff. Problem with Gorkamorka Orks is they look tiny. Love them, but they look tiny. Anyway, so what we've got is a story that I always had in my head, is that the whole tribe, the whole Wa, was basically, well, how do I put this? Basically feral for a very long time, until the first mech in like generations and generations and generations was hatched, and then turned out that basically there's a reason that there were no mechs. It's the last time a mech turned up, it ended up completely devastating. And, you know, like the, you know, sort of over generation, you know, like it caused the Ork shamans to be, what are they called? Yeah, what are they called? The shamans. Weird boy became sort of paranoid and turned against the mechs. The mechs were the, you know, basically destroyed, and the whole clan became very feral. Over time, on the planet that they occupied, they became, you know, just all, you know, primitive weapons, no black powder or anything like that. Anyway, so then finally, after a very long time, hundreds of years, a mech finally came along, having visions of like strange things. Anyway, assumed that he was a weird boy, sent him off to live on a tower. 48 and 49 for his claw. Yeah, but of course, where he starts building basically very odd contraptions, starts building basic black powder weapons on instinct, which of course when the weird boys and the find out, they basically try and kill him. He takes refuge in a different Ork tribe, you know. Anyway, and it just kind of carries on like that. It was like a whole story that I had wrote up for them about the whole, you know, story of how this, like, the world of feral Orks basically ends up regaining black powder. start becoming advanced again, and then taken to space and starting a war. So, you know, there were lots of little factions that I had written up in it, oddly enough. So you had like a kind of the Black Iron Clan, who were obviously Goths. Who then become like kind of almost like the war leaders. But then the Ork mech who started it all is known as Warzog, or Wargless, tribeless. That's how I roughly translated that in Ork. And of course he creates a freebooter clan just to basically keep himself safe, but also so that he can attract different types of Ork to him. So yeah, I converted him out of a Gaskell at the time, and oddly enough some Warhammer Fantasy like kits to kind of give a steampunk edge to him. So I think I'd love to recreate him. Anyway, so if this is a freebooter part of the clan, these guys are going to wear the red and grey. I'm going for blue colour skin. I've just got to perfect my blue colour skin. It's alright, but it's not perfectly yet. Frustrating little mould lines down parts of this. I really don't like it. Right, I'm just going to see if that'll push fit in. It does, good. Sometimes it's just nice to use the push fit if they're not going to leave gaps, and then pop this push fit in there. There we go. Ooh. So that's his power claw and shooter. Now he needs 43 to complete the front of his body. Now this is where the push fit can cause a few problems. Gosh, there's horrible mold lines down this guy. Hoping they're not all like this, otherwise I'm going to end up spending ages just removing mold lines instead of doing what I want to do, which is just build them. So that's my Ork tribe anyway, the freebooters of Big Mech Warzog. That's what I plan on using, basically, just that kind of... It's so dry, and this is so dry in my office now. Might even consider just going outside, but it's too noisy around here. I'll be in the middle of a video and you'll get the DIYers out nice and early. Right, I'm going to try and dry fit this first, just to make sure that I'm not going to get a horrible gap. Okay, good, no gap. Bit of a bounce back, slight little gap there, but nothing so bad that I can't cope with it. I think if I can maybe... I think what I'll do, I will glue that a bit, because you're getting the bounce back, which I don't like. I call it, I don't know, you know, I call it bounce back basically, where I think it's partly about the way that the pins are size wise. I'm convinced that they kind of bounce off each other. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply a tiny bit of glue to the parts that are gapped. Just about holding him long enough to stop it kind of popping back out again. Yeah, definitely. Though part of the reason I'm going for blue skin on these guys is because I think obviously blue is a colour that makes up green. I'm gonna go for 51 as far as his face is concerned, because I want to give him a happy little pirate hat later on. I did that with my flash kits. When there was no flash kit models, I had to create my own flash kits by converting, which back then was usually done by kind of strapping two big shooters kind of on top of each other, and everyone would kind of agree that that was a flash kit. But I did like jaunty little hats for them. They all had the special hats. Some had flat caps. I don't think the term hipster was really commonly used back then, or if it even was used at all, but 54 I think for his faceplate as well. I think this goes on this guy. It looks like it does because there's a kind of hanging point. Yeah, so yeah, they all had like top hats, and I even painted one up to be Elvis. Unlike the rest of the boys who were all in sort of black leathers, he was there in white with bell-bottom flares. I remember doing that now. Oh my goodness, what was I thinking? Elvis the Ork. Right, I'm going to just slide this in. There we go. Good thing is I can pop that off later on. You know, it's dead easy to build this guy overall. I'm quite pleased. I mean, sometimes I complain about push fit, but then some days it just makes everything so much quicker. 54. Boss pole. through all these mould lines. Right, so I'm gonna, again, just gonna pop that in there because it's useful to be able to remove that afterwards. Well, that was nice and simple. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna end it there because I think obviously I've done the boss now, and I think that kind of leaves me in a good place going forward. I've put my bases down somewhere. There we go. There we go. So I'm gonna stop the video. I'm gonna call this obviously boss video, and there we go. So he's done up with power claw, pit shooter, and boss pole with the plain head. Okay, moving on now to the actual Ork Boyz. So I'm hoping that I can do this quite quickly. I don't want to be at this for very long because I feel like I'm baking at the moment. It's really hot now. Oh gosh, I can't believe it got so hot so quickly today, after the thunder wiping everything out yesterday. Okay, so I'm going to start with Ork, the first Ork Boy, which needs 2, 3 and 1. Oh no, 2, 4 and 1 to begin with. To make sure I'm getting that stick bomb in the right position. There we go. Mold lines again that I have to very quickly get rid of. As we can. Going to be as quick as this as possible. Check for mold lines. No obvious signs of mold lines. Okay, number 4, let's find Ed 4. There it is, oh, and Ed. Right, Right, and then number 3, and then that guy is done by the look of it. Pistol number 3. Yeah, nice and easy that. Good. Pop him on his base and then move on to the next one. 5, 6, 7. Some of these are really easy to put together, which I'm happy about. Let's find 5, 6, 7 quickly. The only problem is it's like skipping between the different sprues some days. There's number 6. Number 7. and 6. There's number 6, this stick bomb. Okay. Yeah, pick up the pace a bit so I can get done sooner before I end up dropping the heat. Right, I think it's just this gun now. Go away, evil mold lines, I hate you. Right, let's get these popped together and then another boy is done. So, dead easy. You just go 6 on at the back first, that leg. Ooh, that's it, it's nice and easy. Hang on, maybe it's not. What's going on here? I got cut off the wrong bit somewhere. Oh, I think I've cut off the wrong back. Hang on, let me check that. Yeah, I've absent-minded there. What did I? Oh, I don't know what that bit. This is number 5. Gosh, I've cut something off. I don't know what it is. I must have. Oh, it looks like I've done number 9. I must have not been focusing. As I said, it's so hot in this room right now. Then obviously, to make matters worse, I've got a down light to give to stop the shadows forming on the miniature as I'm doing it. So not exactly good. This. So that's number 5. Yeah, that's right now because that's the correct side for the leg. Don't know what I did there. Not paying attention. Okay, right, now I do this one correctly. So 5 and 6 slot together. And then his head slides on like that. And then he just pops inside the base. Right then. I'm actually going to head across now to number 9, so it's like number 5 in the instructions, just purely because I've took the wrong one out. This looks like number 9, so I need 8 and 10 to add to that. So over here we got 8. Got a bit of mould line on this one, but I'll get rid of it quickly. Might go over it again later on, you know, just to make sure that I'm getting the mould lines. But right now, I'm spending so long removing mould lines. I'm not building the models, it's taking longer. You know, get rid of the big chunks, definitely. This one's popping into there. I'll just check this leg's all tied up. Yeah, it is. I've just done that one. There we go. Then 11. head and arm. And then 12 big shooter, a big shooter. Oh, shooter. I always forget. These are shooters. What are the little guns called? It's not written on this, I think. I always forget what the little guns are called. Slide that in there. And then finally this one, clean it up a bit quick. On there, that should just slide in nicely. Like that. There we go, nice and simple, eh? Okay, hey, 3 down. How many? 3 down in less than 10 minutes. I feel like I'm doing well there. Right, now I'm going to do 13, 14. So 14 is over here. Next to it, luckily. He also seems, let's have a look here, he has gun number 15. I'm just going to get them all out because they're pretty obvious that they all kind of click together now. I think I'm just going to spend less time clearing up mold lines because I just kind of feel like I'm spending far too long cleaning them up, and I can do that a bit later on anyway. Okay, 10, 15. There we go, keeping up speed now. As I said, I feel like I'm doing too much mold line. They click together nicely. They pop on top of each other like so. Ooh. Yeah, feels like a glue job this. It feels very flimsy at that point. go. Done. Another win. Okay, 4. So I've got 5 done. I'm halfway there because I did the knob in a different video. Okay, 16, 17, 18, 19 now. So 16, 17, 18, 19. I need to go across here. $16. 19, that head's 19. I love how after all these years Ork still have that kind of little plate on the back. 17. Yeah, it did just it's such an old thing on the Orks. It's always been there for as long as I can remember. Oh, as if it don't smack everything, doesn't it? Yeah, it's always been there, that little metal plate, as long as I know. And I love it. I love it. It's just like an aesthetic. It's like, you know, the kind of ridge plates on the Tyranids, they started to coming in, and now that they're there, you just don't feel like it's a Tyranid unless it has it. Okay, got all those parts together. Get them all. Quick tidy up. Push that in there a bit tighter, make sure it's settled. Right, I think I'm going to put a bit of glue in the inside because it feels like a pop out on this. You can see there on his crotch, he's going to keep popping outwards. go. Right, 20, 21, 22. Oh, I think that's the last one over here. Good. Hopefully it is, yeah. 20, 21, 22. It's interesting, the mix of shooters and things. 20, 21, 22. 20, 21, 22, 23 and 24. Just get them all out and ready. Whew. I think one thing that I'm going to have fun with is I got the starter set for Kill Team with the Krieg and the Ork Commandos. Now, I love those. I've got some Forge World Krieg and I've got one set of Veteran Guardsmen. And I'm going to try and buy as many as possible of those kits, just because I collect both forces, so there's no loss, for want of a better word, of money. It's cheaper than buying them individually, and you can build an entire Imperial Guard, like Krieg force, really, out of that just one kit. That's why I like it so much. And I'm not over egging it there. I really mean it. I actually had a good look at the kit, and you can build pretty much all the core kind of guard units out of it. So command squads and veteran guardsmen, regular guardsmen. I know, so it's not just kind of like one thing. Of course, you know, they've only come with the standard las gun, which ain't great. I wish they just put a few shotguns in there. But to be honest, when it comes to shotguns, I actually just use, basically I use Necromunda as veteran guardsman frequently. As I said, yeah, you can pretty much build, as far as I can tell, almost everything you need for a starting guard army just out of that one kit. Oh, go on. So at 35 quid, it's, oh gosh, 35 quid, I consider that like a bargain. There we go, put them on in. Okay, then the head goes on. Like so. Oh, this arm slides in here. It's quite a deep pin, so just be careful as you slide it in. There we go. Yeah, you just got to kind of get the positioning right as you slide it in. There we go. Perfect. just clearing the sprue of any spare parts now, just so I can put it in recycling. Very important to recycle your sprues. Okay, seriously. At least they, well, I say seriously, it's a good thing to recycle. I've had some terrible horror stories about what they're doing with the recycling mess, but, you know, sending it to places, but, you know, hopefully they're recycling it responsibly at their end, not just dumping it on some third world country. I can't guarantee that, but you can only do your part, can't you? Okay, so those Ork arms there out the way. Good parts for the future, just in case. Now, 26 and 25. Over here, I think this is the last of it until we start hitting the big guns. 26, 25, 27, 28. Over here. Mm-mm-mm. 28. This is cannon. That thing. Yeah, then after this we're on the big guns. And obviously I remember a time that these weren't kind of standard things in a kit. You had to build them yourself or buy the extra. So, feet parts pop together. Feet and torso push in. Good. Okay. Head pops in here. Look at it on that pin there. Okay. Then cannon shooter goes here. Okay, there we go. Another one done. now time for the big guns. I think. Oh, wait, one more regular orc, and then the big guns. I think. Look of it. So 29 and 30. $29, $30, $32 and $31. The head $32. The front leg $31. Yeah, leg. Well, it could be forward. It could be running backwards. I'm not sure yet. And then 33 for his pistol. Right then, let's get these all popped together. So let's get chest pieces together, nice and sleek. Let's get this the right way around for a start. Got a nice forward charge on this guy, isn't there? Right, I do think this is the last one now, and it can either be a big shooter or a rocket launcher. So I think I'm going to go for the big shooter. So let's start off with 34 and 36. So 34 here. 36 is the big shooter. Okay, 34 and 36, and then 35 for the other arm. I'll get these tidied up first. No, almost done. Just a bit spiky, this guy, how to get into certain places. There we go. Goes on. Right. So this is quite interesting, actually, starting with this kind of part of the body. But this kind of slots in there. By the look of it. Causing this to kind of roll over his chest. Then this arm comes up and around like this by the look of it from here, pinning into the top point there. Ooh. Okay, 37 now. The main back of the body and legs. Now got to get this pinned in there. I'm worried this is going to be a bouncing one. Push in. Okay, then we need his head 38. And then it looks like his ammo pack 42. looks like. Oh, where does this go? Oh yeah, down here on his bum for some reason. Carrying it on your butt. It's a good idea. Okay, there we go. Right, we are done. Orks, 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 orks. There we go, 10 orks, all nicely done up, ready for battle.